Hi everyone, welcome to India versus Australia Pool Table Podcast number 3. I am here with Sally Bhoir.
Namaste.
And I'm Manu Bhoir. Today we're going to have a quick chat about, is it too young to be an athlete in Olympics, or is it too old to be an athlete in Olympics? This topic came up with our latest Australian gold medal in skateboarding event by Arisa Trew, a 14-year-old Aussie who won the gold medal in Olympics. The youngest ever in skateboard, but I'm sure she's one of the most youngest, or the youngest Australian gold medalist also. So I'd like to start with, as usual, Sally. Do you have any notes, any stats for us?
Well, as it may be, Australia had our best day ever in the Olympics yesterday. We won 4 golds and 2 bronze all in one day. So not only that, we surpassed our best ever tally with 18 gold medals overall now, 13 silver and 11 bronze.
Wow, I remember I was in Sydney for the Sydney Olympics and watched amazing swimmers like Ian Thorpe and Kieran Perkins, Grant Hackett, and also lots of female swimmers winning lots of gold medals. I think we had 16 gold medals back in 2000 Sydney Olympics, and then in Tokyo 2021 we had 17 gold medals. So yesterday we had a record in Australian gold medals tally, as Sally said, 18 gold medals. That is amazing.
Still a few more opportunities too.
Still a few more opportunities. So it's not finished yet. We got a few more days of Olympics left while we are recording this podcast. So let's see what happens next.
And India also have a couple of chances left. In particular, this evening they have a chance for another bronze medal in the hockey. But by the time you're watching this, hopefully we're all celebrating. Also, Neeraj Chopra has his javelin throw this evening. So again, hopefully you'll be celebrating by the time you see this podcast.
Brilliant. So when I saw this young skateboarder winning a gold medal, a 14-year-old, I remember watching 1996 Atlanta Olympics, and while then I was training myself as a gymnast, and there was a 12-year-old American gymnast, and it was amazing to watch a 12-year-old working alongside her teammates and winning a gold medal for United States of America in 1996 Atlanta Olympics. And I was blown away because I think I was similar age back then and I just started training. And that was the time I really got so inspired and wanted to be in the Olympics. I made it there as an official, but not as an athlete. So it's amazing what a young athlete can achieve. I think the youngest ever gymnast either won a medal or competed is 11-year-old gymnast, I think from China. But I'll check my stats again about that. So that's the young. Sally, what do you think? How old were you when you started your sports?
I was probably 6 or 7 when I started my first sports. But as we mentioned in an earlier podcast, I've done a lot of different sports over the years. Gymnastics, I was a bit older when I started, so therefore I was never able to compete at a national level. But yeah, the earlier the better, and that's what we're all about here. In fact, one of your famous football players has recently come to light in saying that the issue that Indian sports have is that they're not recognising talent at an early enough age and then fostering that talent to go on to win medals, which is what we're all about here at Bhoir Sports Complex, is noticing, picking up on the talent at an early age and therefore fostering and caring and looking after those athletes like the village we spoke about the other day, to really give them their fullest potential and opportunities in sport.
That's true. Do you remember us taking our daughter when she was like 3 years old to the ocean to do Nippers program, which is like a swimming program for young kids to learn how to swim, because Australia is surrounded by water and most of the population is based on the the coast. So swimming is so essential, and starting at that young age, it becomes like a natural thing for them to do. And we also did that for our boys, or they went to the swimming pool instead. They did their swimming lessons at the really young age. Is that right?
Oh yeah, from babies we start them in the swimming pool.
Excellent. So that's just the swimming. So now I want to just talk about the pressure that competitive sport puts on the young minds and bodies. What is the take of Australian mindset to enroll their children into competitive sports at that young age? Is it socially acceptable? Do we get some controversy or some setback or resistance from a population? What's the general Aussie attitude?
Well, most Australians, as we've mentioned, are very sporty. We're known as a sporty nation, hence why we're coming third on the medal tally with such a small population in comparison to all of our competitors nearby. In fact, we're way ahead per capita in most Olympics, especially this one. So most Australians play sport from a young age, whether it be a family sport or that the family's already involved in, or whether it be, as we mentioned, swimming lessons. It's very popular to start them from the time they're 3 to 6 months old, learning how to at least fall in the water, and the parents get into the water with the babies. So that they have that natural ability that if they happen to fall in the water, they know what to do.
That's amazing. Living in Australia for 25 years, that's one of the things I just loved, where I remember in India, my parents had to take extra time out, take extra funds out and extra energy out, because sporting culture is very limited when it comes to the Indian population and Indian mindset. So mum had to quit her career and just focus solely on me and my younger brother Pawan. We had to travel a lot on trains and buses at a very young age. My brother started when he was 9 and I was 10 when we started gymnastics. And we were always chased by parents, and always everything was organized by them. And my uncles and aunties would really give give my mum and dad hard time, like, how much are you going to push your kids? Like, who takes their kids in a rush hour on the train, on the bus, in a busy city like Mumbai, to go across regions even, and just for training, for what to win some medals? Like, just focus on your studies and get great jobs and great careers. But what's this sports business? So the mindset my mum and dad had to face was really rigorous, and they had to fight that and still send us training. And in about 8 or 10 years, we were both winning medals on the national levels at the younger age. So if Pawan was 11, he was winning national gold in under 14s. I was winning national gold at under 14s and 17s and 19s, but I was at the starting age. So Pawan did the same. So the resistance was quite high, but living in Australia for 25 years, the kids have all the options. They literally get to choose what they want to play, and if they don't want to play, that's okay. There are other things that they can do. The support system is quite amazing. What do you reckon? The Aussie government does all the investing, or is it the parents, or what do you reckon?
It's the parents. Always starts with the parents. In fact, the Australian government, they did start the Australian Institute of Sport many years ago, which does help develop the athletes, but not until they reach quite a high level. Up until then, it's the village, it's the family, it's the culture of this particular sport that they're involved in that helps them get to those higher levels before they're recognised by any other institutions. And unlike a lot of the other countries that do well, there's not as much money in Australian sports. A lot of them have to focus on sponsorship and other activities for their streams of income. I
think it's quite similar in India too now. From what I heard from my dad is The parents have to invest a lot or get sponsorships or help from relatives and friends, because the government is investing, but as just like in Australia, at a higher level. When the athletes do achieve something, the government starts investing, giving them government jobs, funding. There are lots of sports programs that they invest in the athletes. So India is catching up on a larger scale. So India versus Australia, sports is still an area to catch up. But what I loved in India as a young athlete, as I was competing at national level, I got to travel all around India. I went from Maharashtra, where I was representing, and I went to Delhi, I went to west Bengal, south in Kerala, up to Gujarat in the west, and Madhya Pradesh, and all these states are like kingdoms on their own before the British Empire, and they have such a difference in culture, the food, the natural wonders and architecture. We got to see all of that just around India, just because I was an athlete who was representing my state. So that's one thing I really enjoyed. What do you think the Aussies enjoy when they compete?
It's just in our culture. It's in our culture to be active. Even though our diet is not particularly good, I'm sure you've heard, but our life expectancy is a lot higher than India, and that I attribute to the activity that we do, whether it be football, swimming, a team sport, an individual sport. Most Australians, even if they're not looking so healthy, do participate in some level of sport or take their kids along to participate in sport and watch on the sidelines.
That's true. Indian food definitely tops it. It's yummy, and I love the Indian food. So on the other side, is it too old to compete? I am talking about the oldest athlete in the Paris Olympics is 65, equestrian, and there are 51-year-olds, 45-year-olds. So is it too young? Is it too much on the body to compete at that level for human potential? What do you think?
Oh, well, we were watching one of our own Australians. She's a 43-year-old basketball player. So that's a very high-intensive sport, and she's still playing at 43. She's a 5-time Olympian, mind you. She's been playing since she was very young, highly decorated, played in the NBA, women's NBA in America for many years. She's back playing in Australia at 43. I myself, at nearly 50, are still playing competitive sport in netball, which again is a high-intensity sport, we spoke about earlier. And I wouldn't be able to do that without my dynamic yoga on the side, which keeps me fit and healthy and injury-free.
Absolutely. When I was competing in gymnastics about 30 years ago, the equipment weren't as advanced as they are now, and that's what we provide here at Bhoir Sports Complex, some amazing advanced equipment. So what I was trying to say is I incurred a lot of injuries, and those injuries didn't surface when I was young, but now as I'm 40 plus, yes, I can feel the injuries are surfacing. And one thing that's keeping me going, keeping me healthy and moving is, as Sally said, our yoga practice. Especially my favorite style is the dynamic yoga, where I can get the fitness, I can get the strength, and also improve my flexibility, get deep breathing happening while I'm practicing, so my cardio fitness is also happening. So this dynamic yoga last 15 years has played a huge part in my life, keeping my athleticism in check and just keep up with the kids. They're growing up so fast and they're just doing so many things that require your attention physically, run here to there and here to there. And dynamic yoga kind of keeps you fit and sane. Is that what your experience has been too?
Oh, absolutely. And we're older parents too. Today we were celebrating our daughter's 20th birthday. So hence why we didn't get much sleep. We wanted to stay awake in time to ring her in Australia at her birth time. So I must admit I'm feeling my age a little bit today.
Yes, so to conclude from my side, Olympics does not have a specific age limit, although certain sports may have certain criteria. But as far as I'm concerned, again, too old versus too young is all in our head, like east to west, north, south, up, down. If you can maintain your mind and body in as healthy as you can, as fit as you can, people have shown they can live past 100 years and still be fit. So as old people here, we are still keeping fit, we are still in our sports. Sally still plays her netball regularly, still does her dynamic yoga and teaches dynamic yoga. Same with me, I am still doing my 50 push-ups on a regular basis. Yeah, it's a bit sore afterwards, but I know I can still do it. Anyway, enough bragging about us. I hope you enjoyed our discussion today about the young and old. We have more to share and talk about in our next episode. From me, it's a goodbye for now. Sally?
Goodbye and good luck to our last two Indian chances.
Namaste.